Hello everybody, my name is Mark Hutten, and in this video I want to talk about the program entitled My Asperger's Teen, which is an instructional video series and downloadable ebook designed to help parents of Defiant, Asperger's and high-functioning autistic teenagers. The program contains prevention, identification, and intervention strategies for the most destructive of teen autism-related behaviors. Although Asperger's is at the milder end of the autism spectrum, the challenges parents face when disciplining a teenager with Asperger's are more difficult than they would be with an average or typical teenager. Complicated by defiant behavior, the Asperger's teen is at risk for even greater difficulties on multiple levels unless the parent's disciplinary techniques are tailored to their child's special needs. The standard disciplinary techniques that are recommended for typical teenagers don't take into account the many issues facing a child with a neurological disorder. Violent rages, self-injury, isolation-seeking tendencies, and communication problems that arise due to auditory and sensory issues are just some of the behaviors that parents of teens with Asperger's and high-functioning autism will have to learn to control. Parents need to come up with a consistent disciplinary plan ahead of time and then present a united front and continually review their strategies for potential changes and improvements as the Asperger's or HFA teen develops and matures. In the My Asperger's Teen Parenting Program, the parent will learn how to identify the concerning behaviors, come to an agreement on the autism-specific disciplinary techniques, clearly post the rules and consequences outlined in the agreement, implement a reward system for compliance with rules, and firmly apply consequences tailored to the specific needs of the Asperger's or HFA teen. Asperger's and HFA teens possess a unique set of attitudes and behaviors. Social conventions are a confusing maze for teens with Asperger's and HFA. They can be disarmingly concise and to the point, and may take jokes and exaggerations literally, because they struggle to interpret figures of speech and tones of voice that typical teens naturally pick up on. They may have difficulty engaging in a two-way conversation. As a result, they may end up fixating on their own interests and ignoring the interests and opinions of others. Teens with Asperger's and HFA can be extremely sensitive to loud noise, strong smells, and bright lights. This can be a challenge in relationships, as these teens may be limited in where they can go, how well they can tolerate the environment, and how receptive they are to instruction from parents and teachers. Teens with Asperger's and HFA rely on routine to provide a sense of control and predictability in their lives. Another characteristic of the disorder is the development of special interests that are unusual in focus or intensity. These special needs teens may become so obsessed with their particular areas of interest that they get upset or angry when something or someone interrupts their schedule or activity. Teens with Asperger's and HFA often suffer from mindblindness, which means they have difficulty understanding the emotions others are trying to convey through facial expressions and body language. The problem isn't that these teens can't feel emotion, but that they have trouble expressing their own emotions and understanding the feelings of others. Mindblindness often gives parents the impression that their Asperger's teen is insensitive, selfish, and uncaring. Teens with Asperger's and HFA tend to be physically and socially awkward, which makes them a frequent target of school bullies. Low self-esteem caused by being rejected and outcast by peers often makes these teens even more susceptible to acting out at home and school. As the years go by, are you seeing your Asperger's or HFA teenager rapidly becoming reduced to a person who is surviving on anger, being a mistake, depression, hate, isolation, low self-esteem, resentment, sadness, and self-hate? Have you heard your teenagers say things like, "I'm a mistake, I'm dumb, I'm useless, I hate myself, I wish I was dead, what's wrong with me, why was I even born?" If so, then alarm bells should be going off. You know changes need to happen. Low self-esteem and behavior problems go hand in hand. Parenting strong-willed, defiant teens on the autism spectrum is tough, if you don't know how that is. In this program, you will discover how to be your teen's best advocate, help her comply with rules and expectations, help him learn positive ways to work with his differences, not to fight against them, learn the specifics of teen Asperger's and HFA behavior and how to keep it in perspective, look at mistakes as lessons, not as major setbacks, reevaluate your expectations, Take your power back as the parent. Tune in to who your child genuinely is, not what the stereotypical child is, based on social beliefs. Cope with your Asperger's or HFA teen's difficult and aggressive behaviors. Understand what is really going on inside her head. Help your teen cope better in the community and at school. Keep the peace at home with the rest of the family, and greatly improve your child's self-esteem, because special needs teens with low self-esteem have very little or no motivation to change behavior. If you have tried talking, screaming, punishing, pleading, and negotiation, but your teen still walks all over you, if you find yourself walking on eggshells around your teen, trying to avoid saying anything that will set him off, if you're tired of struggling with a person who is disrespectful, obnoxious, or even abusive towards you in your own home, if you are frustrated and exhausted from constant arguing, then download the My Asperger's Teen ebook and begin the healing process within 5 minutes from now. Imagine no more begging to get your teen to respond to simple requests, getting pulled into pointless, never-ending arguments, energy-sucking power struggles that ruin the entire evening, feeling powerless and stressed out because nothing you say to your teen gets through. Now, when you talk, your teen will listen and respond appropriately. Don't go another day being a hostage held in your own house. I can tell you from over 20 years of experience that bad Asperger's teen behavior does not change without an intervention like the one I'm giving you here. Inside the My Asperger's Teen program, you will get all the tools you need to improve your child's behavior. And as always, I guarantee your success or your money back. I'm the one that's taking the risk here, not you. In addition to the ebook and instructional videos, you will also have access to me as your personal parent coach. Always feel free to email me as often as needed while you begin to implement your new parenting strategies. The problem is that most parents of Defiant Asperger's and HFA teens have tried very hard to get just a little respect and compliance, but with little or no success. And it seems that the harder the parent tries, the more the teenager rebels. I often hear the following statement from parents: "I've tried everything with this child and nothing works." But when they download the My Asperger's Teen ebook, they soon discover they have not tried everything. Rather, they have tried some things. You now have the opportunity to learn cut-to-the-chase parenting strategies that work immediately rather than weeks or months down the road. No, I'm not a miracle worker, but you don't need a miracle. All you need is this set of proven parenting techniques specific to the Asperger's and HFA condition to use with your Defiant teenager. If parents don't have the techniques outlined in the My Asperger's Teen program, all they're left with are typical disciplinary methods. And as you may have discovered, typical methods don't work with an Asperger's or HFA teenager. Here is a partial list of typical parenting strategies. Parents have found these strategies to have little or no effect on their special needs teen's behavior. Trying to reason with the child, having heart-to-heart talks, confronting the child or being assertive, grounding, taking away privileges, timeouts, counseling, trying to be a nicer parent, trying to be a tougher parent, giving in and letting the child have his way, verbal warnings, ignoring misbehavior, medication, having the child go live with his other parent if parents are separated or divorced, threatening to send the child away to a juvenile facility, or even threatening to call the police. I'm giving you a chance to break the cycle of disrespect and noncompliance, to bring some peace back into your household again, and to keep your child from potential self-destruction. And you can start in just 5 minutes from now.